Hi friends, here we have to find how many real roots are there for this expression. E power sin x minus e power minus sin x minus 4 equals 0. Right. This is actually a very simple problem. See, e power sin x and e power minus sin x. What is e power minus sin x? 1 by e power sin x. So looking like is like t minus 1 by t minus 4. That means this is kind of quadratic equation. Right. T minus 1 by t kind of thing. But here, when we convert this into quadratic equation, we can solve for t. But then only thing is we have to verify whatever that solution that t we are getting. Will it happen or will e power sin x satisfy that t? Why? Why is that important? Because sin x is a periodic function, right? Sin x can go between -1 to 1. Right. E power sin x also has a limit then. E power sin x cannot take any value. It can take any value between e power -1 to e power 1. What is e power -1? 1 by e. And e power 1 is e. It can take any value between 1 by e and e only. So it will not satisfy any t that we get. So let us use this and try to solve this. For example, let us substitute e power sin x as t, then t minus 1 by t minus 4 equals 0. Right. That becomes t square minus 1 minus 4t equals 0. Right. When we are substituting e power sin x as t, then t square minus 4t minus 1 equals 0. Let us solve this as quadratic equation. Minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4 is equal to a. Here minus b is plus 4 plus or minus 4 square plus 4 into minus 1, right? Minus b square minus 4 is minus 4 into minus 1, right? So here we are getting minus 4 plus or minus root 20 by 2. That means minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 5 by 2. That means 2 plus or minus root 5, right? What is 2 plus root 5? It is roughly 4.2 plus 2.2. What is 2 minus root 5? It is roughly minus zero point 0.2. For this equation, we are getting two solutions. But this is not sufficient. Right? We have to see whether these two will actually be, is there any x so that e power sin x can become 4.2. So, but we just discussed sin x max can become 1. So, e power sin x can max become e power 1. E power 1 is actually 2.7 only, roughly 2.7. Here, it is, here we are getting two roots. One is 4.2. There's no way this e power sin x can become 4.2. Is there any way where it can become minus zero point 0.2? There is no way because e power sin x can never become negative. Right, e power minus 1 also is also 1 by e. That is roughly 1 by 2.7, which is roughly 0.36. Right, so e power sin x can never become negative. So the two roots that we have got, there is no x such that e power sin x is 4.2 or 2 or zero point 0.2 or minus zero point 0.2. Right. So we don't have any real solutions. Right. This is one way of solving. Now we should understand this equation graphically also. How does e power sin x look like? How does e power minus sin x look like? And then how does this entire expression look like? That gives us broader understanding. E power sin x. We just discussed sin x can go between minus 1 to 1. So e power sin x can go between e power minus 1 to 1. Look at this graph. E power sin x. Sin x can go between, this is the graph, e power sin x. Sin x can grow between minus 1 to 1. When sin x is 0, e power 0 is 1. Right? So see exactly, this point is actually 1. This point is 1 when sin x is 0. And when sin x is minus 1, e power minus 1, 1 by e, that is roughly zero point 0.3. That is this point. Right. So this is roughly zero point 0.3. So it can go between zero point 0.3 to at max 2.7, where sin x at pi by 2 is 1. Right. E power sin x then become e power 1, which is 2.7. So it can go between minus 0.36 to minus 0.36 to 2.7. The same cycle repeats. Right. This is the graph. This is the upper limit, this is the lower limit. When it goes from 1 to 0, when sin x goes from when sin x goes from 1 to 0, then it will reduce automatically. right? But at any point, this is the maximum limit. So you can see the graph, right? Now, similarly, e power minus sin x. What is e power minus sin x? E power minus sin x can grow between minus 1 to 0 between this limit, right? See, for example, this graph and this graph are exactly same. So this part is exactly same, just that it is shifting. Right? For example, it is shifting, right? This part is just shifted like this. The peak that is here, right? The graph that is here is here. The same graph, it just shifts. Why? Because e power minus sin x will become equal when sin x become minus 1 to 0, right? Then when sin x becomes minus 1, minus of sin x will become plus 1 only, right? So the same graph shifts like this. E power sin x and e power minus sin x is the same graph that shifts. Now the question is e power sin x minus e power sin minus sin x minus 4. So this graph minus this graph minus 4. Right. This graph minus this graph. It was only e power sin x minus e power minus sin x. The same both equations will be 1 at 0. Right. E power 1 is also 0. Sorry, e power 0 is also 1. Right. E power minus 0. Both are same, right? When sin x equals 0. These two are same. And when if that 4 was not there, we have a ready-made solution. When sin x equals 0, e power sin x is 1, e power minus sin x is also 1, we have a ready-made solution. But in this case, we have another minus 4 also. Right, basically, what we are trying to do, this graph minus another 4. Is there any way that will touch the y-axis or that will touch x-axis at 0? There is no way, right? So, for example, this graph can go to the max at 2.7. When it was 2.7, this is zero point 0.3. So, 2.7 minus zero point 0.3, it is around 2.4 and another minus 4. So basically it is much lower than 0. Right. Similarly, even when it is at lowest point, when it is at the lowest point, it will go much more negative. There is no way this point or any point can actually go close to 0. Right. You can see this. You can see the graph. This graph is actually difference of e power sin x and e power minus sin x. This is e power minus sin x. This is e power sin x. And this is the e power sin x minus e power minus sin x minus 4. See how the graph is actually much below minus 1. Right? Because of the minus 4. This minus another 4 is this. So this is why it is important to understand the graphical representation also. Right, guys? Thank you.